What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Otaku Room with me, Dom, from the Otaku Room. And this is the little place on the internet that we have carved out just for us anime fans. So I would love if you come and be a part of it. Subscribe right now. It's completely free. It takes 2 seconds, and you can join an amazing community. Come back and see this crazy guy, a whole bunch more. Make sure you like the video. Alright, so let's talk about Horimiya episode number 10. This episode was dubbed Until the Snow Melts. And one thing that I didn't know was that Yuki stands for snow in Japanese, which is really, really cool. So with Horimiya, guys, one of the coolest things about Horimiya is just the progress that we have been consistently making and the pacing. During my reaction video, which is in the cards and in the pinned comments of this whole episode, one of the things I said kind of at the top of my reaction video, and I'll restate it right now for you guys, is Horimiya is doing something really, really special in the romantic comedy genre. In the normal romantic comedy genre, as it stands traditionally, it follows the same pacing and the same tropes over and over again, and it's just copy-pasted into different story and different ways that writers have been writing their stories for rom-coms for the longest time. This goes back to classics like Toradora and just kind of forward throughout the whole genre. And the thing that I'm trying to get at is just a lot of times we never get to any of the places that Horimiya has been consistently getting to, and that is the protags or the protagonists actually being together. Within halfway of this anime's existence, guys, we were able to see Hori and Miyamura actually become a thing and become a couple, and the rest of the anime has just been focusing on their relationship progressing and moving forward in such a realistic pace. And one of the most beautiful things about the anime, outside of that, we're actually seeing the protagonists, like they've gone further than any other romantic comedy anime that I've seen. Typically, you take 24 episodes and they're holding hands and maybe you get a kiss scene, but most of the times it's the people in the anime that are struggling with their feelings, like I love him, I don't love him, I love him, I might love him, you know what I mean? And it's this whole thing. And what Horimiya does is just really special. But on top of that, the most special thing it does, which is even crazier, is the side characters are real. They're tangible. They exist in the world. Typically, side characters in every other romantic comedy, they are there to be the gravitational pull between the main characters that we are supposed to be focusing on. And they're just there to drive you to get the two characters together. They're typically just kind of like cannon fodder, or they're just kind of like, they're the rice, they're the rice to your chicken or your salmon, you know what I mean? They're the side, they're your peas. Nobody cares about your peas, you know what I mean? And in this anime, what it does is something special, which is similar to another anime we've been watching on the channel, which is Reincarnated as a Slime, is we went all of episode 10 with maybe 60 seconds worth of on-screen time with Hori and Miyamura, but the rest of the anime, or the rest of this episode of the anime, was focused on the side characters. And one of the things I wanted to see personally was more of the side characters, because this anime has been fleshing them out so well to where I'm invested and I really care about the side characters. And I wanted to see, I want to see Toru, he was originally in love with Hori. Who is he going to fall in love with? The past episode and the past couple episodes, Yuki was finally coming to realizing that she has feelings, that she might be in love, and she struggled with that last episode. She got confessed by our pink-haired hottie, she got confessed by him, and, that kind of spurred her to then fake a relationship with Toru, you know what I mean? Even though that she had this guy, Yanagi, come through and say, hey, I love you, whatever, or I'm in love with you, I want to be with you, etc. And she was able to come through to her feelings. Then we have Sakura on the other side, who has been confident of her feelings from the moment that she set eyes on Toru, that, hey, I really, really like this guy. So much so that even though that she thinks a fake relationship is going on during the episode, that she still comes through and she still puts up front her feelings because she just wants to get it out there. So, this episode, but just the anime in general, has just been amazing. Just to kind of recap the episode. So it takes us through the whole entire journey. It starts off with Hori and Miyamura, and it starts off going through his new best friend, Tanihara, which is the bully. You know what I mean? I love the relationship that Miyamura and Hori have, because Hori has had this kind of like inside jealousy, which is just so cool that she, at a point in the anime today, she said that, she's not worried about girls with him. She's worried about the boys. So much so that Miyamura had to go to school and basically like nix all of the boys in his life. They were like, yo, bro, what if you gotta use the bathroom? He's like, I'm not gonna do it. And I just love their relationship. It just provides a comedic value, comedic sense to it. But on top of it, it gets so real on how protective or how obsessive Hori is for Miyamura. And I love how Miyamura is just going with it. You know what I mean? It's just so real. That's the thing that this anime deals with, is real feelings. It's like in life today, right? If my wife were to call me on the phone right now and she says, hey, move over to, move to the right, I'll move to the right. I won't even say like why. I'll move to the right and then be like, well, what happened? And she'll be like, I just wanted you to. And I'd be like, okay. And you know why? Because that would make her happy. You know what I mean? And if it makes her happy, then you do it. So in this anime, it deals with the same exact thing, right? It's like, she's like, I don't want you talking to boys. He's like, okay. He's just like, okay. He's like, because he's doing it because he loves her and he's going to be able to make her happy. And I just love that it's dealing with that. Again, the anime really just focused on Toru. It focused on a lot of Yuki. We found out that Yuki meant snow. We saw that she had an older sister, but we saw that Yuki has been dealing with her internalized feelings since she was a child. That ever since she wanted McDonald's for lunch, or she wanted in the episode she wanted a hairpin, she has just not been able to be real about the feelings that she has and been able to kind of like surface them and say them. So this has been a struggle, and right now, because she's in love with Toru, she still can't just, put it out there, because she just has this fear. She tricks herself into thinking that, she doesn't want something, but internally she does, which is just really interesting. So the episode progresses. Their relationship comes. She calls out sick because she realized that she's in love with Toru. She's out for several days, and she turned off her phone. And at one point, Toru messaged her that, Sakura confessed to him. And low key, I was rooting for Sakura the whole time. Personally, I prefer Sakura. I vibe with her more as a character than I did Yuki. Yuki's this timid, odd character that I just don't jive with. So when it came to Sakura, the whole Beauty and the Beast thing, even though she's not, I've been rooting for her. Like, I wanted to see her and Toru spark something. But regardless, Yuki's out, and she ends up coming back to school, and Toru just straight up confronts her about, hey, A, what the heck happened? B, did you see my text? Did you see that, I told you that Sakura confessed to me? And he was just basically trying to get out of her how she felt about that. And they had a really touching scene to where they were talking about snow and snow melting, and Sakura, he even went as far as saying, Sakura leaves cause it to melt, you know what I mean? And they end up holding hands, and eventually they both come to realize that there's something more special there. Neither of them say it, but they realized that it was there. And I thought that was a really touching moment, even though, like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of Yuki. And then the episode just kind of ends with Sakura having an emotional scene with Sengoku, and Sengoku was just being an awesome friend. Saying that, whoever doesn't want you, because she told them, like, hey, whoever, I got rejected, whoever doesn't want her should just be, evicted, or should be expelled out of school. And I thought that was a really cool scene between, really good friends. I thought Sengoku really came through, and then we saw Sakura, our poor baby girl Sakura. We saw her break down, which was, really sad to see. But again, guys, this anime just deals with the real feelings that you had in real life. The anime just doesn't touch with a 9-foot pole, and this anime is just all over it. And, you get all these real feelings, these emotionals. You're when you're a teen, you're confused. You don't know how to surface things. You don't know how to tell somebody you like them. You want to tell somebody you like them, but you can't. But if somebody else does, you don't want them to, or you block them, you lie, you know what I mean? Like, all these things that it deals with, it's just so good. But you know what? I've gone on far enough, guys. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode and the anime down in the comments below, guys. I am very interested for the next episode. Next episode is called It May Seem Like Hate. So we're probably going to get some kind of just crazy episode from like an emotional value, and I'm really excited about that. But as always, guys, I've been Dom from the Otaku Room. This has been another review for Horimiya episode number 10. As always, if you guys can do me a favor right there, guys, that is going to be our full reaction to today's video. If you like reaction videos and you want to see me react during the whole episode, go check that out when it's published. The one right below it, guys, that's what YouTube says is best for you. YouTube doesn't lie, so it must be best for you. Click on that, queue it up for later, and subscribe, join our community, like the video, and we'll catch you on the next review. Peace.